Okay guys, so we're going to go through the myotatic squat today. So myotatic simply refers to the stretch reflex. Stretch reflex is a phenomenon within training that allows the potentiation of force, so the increased force production in response to a rapid or high magnitude stretch within the muscle. So there's a couple of different components. You have the passive contribution from the tendons and the fascia that literally acts like a bow and arrow, rubber band, spring, whatever you want to use to explain it. But then you also have the neurological potentiation effect, which essentially just increases the neurological drive to the muscle when there is a stretch. Now, something to bear in mind with this, it's when there is, to gain the neurological benefits, it's when there is a stretch in the muscle, not just in the tendon. So the muscle has to be under constant tension for this to take place. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that they use the stretch reflex when they're actually switching the muscle off and only gaining the benefits of the passive contribution. It's a mistake I made myself for quite a long time when it comes to the squat in particular. So you want to focus on keeping the muscle under tension. Now the myotatic variation, as you can see in the demonstration of the video here, it's focused on emphasizing that stretch reflex. So you will initially move relatively quick. Before you do this, if you're following the Superhuman Strength Protocol or if you're being coached by myself, you'll notice that we do what's known as 1 1/4 reps first, which is essentially the same movement, but we are removing the emphasis of speed and we're focusing on tension. Once you've got a grasp of this, you can then go on to the myotatic variation, in which we emphasize speed. So we emphasize a rapid eccentric. You'll come up through the quarter rep, as you can see in the video. So we're gaining that kind of passive contribution, particularly within the first phase. You'll come halfway up and then you will rapidly, imagine being dragged down back into the squat. You will rapidly lower yourself and then spring out of the bottom again, all the way through, trying to keep the muscle under tension. Now, an advanced variation of this is a myotatic jump. So it's the same as a counter movement jump. We just emphasize the myotatic variation or the myotatic component by including that additional quarter rep, as you can see in the video here. Main difference from the myotatic squat is that continual acceleration component, and you'll only do that continual acceleration after you've done the quarter rep. It just gives us that potentiation effect, really trains that stretch reflex, and gives us also the passive contribution and the active contribution from a neurological standpoint.